Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of the Keel Podcast. I am your host, as always, Alex Keel. Alongside me, the insider to the insiders, Tyler Keel.
G'day.
We have a pretty good episode.
We are 24 hours away from the start of the National Hockey League season.
Yeah, we're going to have a pretty good episode today. Pretty good.
We are going to go in-depth on the global series between New Jersey and that team, the one building they played in, which was really cool. I forgot the team. SZG. They're in Germany right now. No, we're not. Did you guys see that yesterday, the videos? Like the crowd going nuts.
Yeah, that's...
European hockey fans, man.
No, it's just Europeans in general.
True.
Give them beer. Let them go into stands. Let them watch sports. They love it.
They were going nuts.
Why do you think it's so hard for the Olympics to go into a European like an Eastern European country?
Because they're nuts. Well, think about it.
Think of something like what's something that's like really quiet?
Not Tiger Woods golfing anymore. We learned that last week.
Oh my goodness. Maybe like fencing.
Fencing's just a lot of just. Hey.
Oh my god! And point. Oh yeah! Let's go! Yeah! Get the point! Here we go! Hey, get the point for England! Hey! 1 point.
What happened?
1 point.
What happened?
Oh, somebody got a point in fencing.
Oh, thanks.
Don't worry, that wasn't soccer. That was just fencing. Just so you know.
So that'd be a long match. Every single point.
Quiet.
At the end,
you'd be.
Hey, we got a point. Another point. Point number 143. I am consistently updating my Twitter, hoping and praying that Dubas and his boys are working overtime tonight.
Joke's on you, Nylander's coming to Carolina, baby.
No, okay. I'm shutting this down now. I'm shutting this down now. Pierre LeBrun said it.
I don't care.
Dubas said it. Bob McKenzie said it. Everyone and their mother has said it, Alex. Get it out of your head.
I don't care.
Nylander's not getting traded to anybody. Carolina called. Alex, it's like me making a call to Steve Dangle. Oh, yeah, I'm getting that job at Sportsnet now. It's not going to happen. I don't think Dangle knows that I actually still have his phone number because I kept it there because I kept it on my phone just in case he ever wanted to come back on the show. Oh, we learned that wasn't going to happen. I think we should get into this. Actually, we got a long show here, and you're so no more 2-hour episodes.
Yeah, this episode's not taking more than an hour. Please no.
I can't make any promises. Alex, we got a lot to talk about.
Okay, no, we don't. This is like
okay. Just let's get her going here. If you don't want to be going here,
Seattle, the team
the Kraken.
No.
The Seattle Kraken.
The Seattle Metropolitans.
The Krakens from Seattle. The Krakens. With an S.
Or potentially the Seattle Seals.
Would it be the Kraken if it's plural?
No.
Nope. Okay. Because the Kraken is one beast, one bean.
Correct.
So they're just going to call them the Seattle Kraken?
Correct. Yes, Tyler.
Sorry, I was another Twitter update. So... Seattle they're going to move forward now. They met with the Board of Governors this morning, earlier today.
Yes, they did.
And
we had the meeting with the executive committee. So
right, the ownership group right now has met with the Board of Governors.
I'll go into this. Yes. So I've got everything that's pulled up. So just this past Tuesday, so today.
Today's Tuesday? Good.
Mundo Senorito. The NHL Board of Governors Executive Committee has agreed to continue with Seattle's expansion application in their meeting that they had at the executive offices in New York. Gary Bettman released a public statement saying that they have agreed to continue the application with a potential vote upcoming in December, requiring 75% of the vote. The committee has agreed. Let's do this.
Let me just.
I'm
going to do the math right now.
It's 31 teams. Of the 31 teams, that's
23 and a quarter.
Ooh, I was going to say 22.
So they need 24 teams.
I was going to say 22.
They need 24. So the teams that would not like it: Arizona, Vegas. Actually, I don't think Vegas cares because Vegas won't care because they're not involved in the expansion draft.
Okay, everyone should be for it. You want to know why? Money.
And then you'll finally have 4 even divisions. Finally,
yeah.
You'll have math 8, 8, 8. You'll have 16 and 16. Finally.
Right. Well, so going back to what Bettman has said, he's saying that everyone's goal is still the 2020 season, so that'd be the 2020-21 season.
And that's also when the Key Arena will be done by.
Correct.
If it's not renamed by then.
So pending financing, recommendation for the BOG Executive Committee. Executive Committee. Has triggered the green light needed from NHL as per contract for Seattle to begin demolition and the renovation of Key Arena in Seattle this November.
Last week, correct? Last week or a week and a half ago. That was done beforehand. I know the Key Arena was approved like a week ago.
Okay,
that's
the actual approval but it was brought up and talked about in the meeting today.
Well, of course. Hey, by the way, guys, our arena is not going to get built, so you still want to have a team? No.
So basically, everything is good and on course. Everything's good to go. Well, because the initial thought was everything was speeding up for a hot second, where it was like, oh, maybe we'll get him in 2019. Maybe we will.
Well,
the 2019-2020 season.
Well, those can be announced the 2019-2020 season. Then they're have the draft in 2020.
But they decided to hold off for just a little bit longer, just to keep with the regular course and not try to rush things too long. Because I think, especially in an NHL franchise, stop playing with the quarter.
Sorry, move that quarter here.
Give me it.
I'm
just give me it.
I'm trying to pick it up. Over there. Okay.
I don't want to throw it. Needless to say, let it take its course. Don't need to rush anything.
2020, 2021 is the get your drinks ready, line them up, Buttercup.
I got coffee.
The lockout year. I'm just saying, if now that would make the expansion draft so much different, because don't forget, if you're going to be signing, because then that means every single 1-year contract, you can easily throw into the. Are you mixing water with your? Whatever. You do your thing. You're mixing water with your coffee. I know it's already Seattle's best, so it's already garbage.
Is that what that is?
That is Seattle's best, yeah.
Why would you do that?
What, Seattle's best?
We have better coffee.
Because that was in the thing. It was in the little container we have.
False.
What's in the container we have?
Well, the container?
Yeah.
Not Seattle's best.
Okay, that's fine then. Because Seattle's best is awful. Which is funny because we're talking about Seattle. So, this makes things really interesting, just the timing of it. And didn't it seem like Vegas was a lot more sped up? Vegas happened I know it was announced, but you didn't think it was going to happen. This seems like it's such more of a prolonged process. It's a lot. It's a lot more open than the Vegas was. Vegas was very hush hush until they have a team.
So what happened? The Vegas situation, there were more suitors, if you will. There were more teams that were up for it because Seattle was actually up in the last one. Seattle had the bid. Quebec City had a bid. Houston had a bid.
Houston did not have a bid. They had a bid for this one.
Did they not?
No.
Needless to say,
if it was, if anything, it was a very small bid. It was like a Green Party in the political standards, if you will.
They grassroots.
Okay, I'm not going to get into political debate. You keep going.
But anyways, where was I going with this? So there was a lot more people, and if I remember correctly, it was just the fact that Vegas already had T-Mobile Arena already there.
They already had it was going to be finished.
No, it was already finished because they were doing
Heart
radio stuff there. They were doing X Games, or not X Games, but I think it was Dew Tour or something like that. The arena was already there. They didn't have to worry about doing an arena. So that's why it's taken Seattle longer. Because for Vegas, all they had to do is because they already
because the bid was done in 2015, wasn't it, or 2016? Because I remember the first
2016.
we remember the first pay-per-view that we had there was in 2016, Money in the Bank.
Correct. Well, the arena by itself was done in late
2014,
early 2015.
I'm going to confirm this.
I want to remember if I remember correctly. Needless to say, the reason why it's taken so longer with Seattle is that they have to actually renovate an entire arena. It'd be like saying you're telling the New York Islanders that they have to take 2 years off of competition because they have to renovate Nassau. That's basically what it'd be.
Well, they're not going to renovate. That's the thing. But I know what you're saying, though. It was finished April 6, 2016. It was broke ground in 2014. So you're right on 20.
So that's what I was remembering.
In May of 2014, so.
May, so
you were...
I was 50% right.
You were trying.
I tried so hard and got so far.
So I was
it doesn't even matter because the guy committed suicide.
And Vegas...
That was a bad joke, and I'm thankful that you talked over it.
I'm just going to keep going. And the nights were announced. I just want to make sure... I just want to see when they were announced. So it was 2016. I'm going through when they were announced. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see when it was announced.
Needless to say,
keep going.
It took less time because the team already had an arena. Fair?
Yep.
So that's why it's taken longer.
June 22nd, 2016, that Vegas was approved. So you were correct in the fact that Vegas already was going to have a team, or they already had the arena.
Correct.
So that was probably the last thing. So Alex, you were right.
I was right.
Give yourself a pat on the back and go home. Let me do the show.
Just!
All right.
I'm already here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already here, dude.
We'll get out of here. Where are we going with that? Is there anything more you had with that one?
I mean, I could go into the entire expansion draft that Seattle's going to go for.
No. Okay. Cap Friendly's already put it up, but let's relax because don't forget, Alex.
We got the
2 years.
draft.
Okay, the draft would be 2 years from now. You think that David Backes will still be on the Boston Bruins?
No.
You think Zdeno Chara will still be able to skate in 2 years?
Nope. This is wrong.
Speaking of tall defensemen that cannot skate right now, Shea Weber.
You found this under
shut up.
mock
Shea
draft.
Weber.
No, Tyler. TV timeout.
What?
You found the draft thing under mock drafts, right?
Sure. No, I found that on Twitter. I saw Cap Friendly tweeted it, and I just left it, and you went off.
Okay. Do you know who it was made by, though?
Don't know, don't care.
Okay, because there's somebody created by the account called J Beagle Fan Account has been publishing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different mock drafts to Cap Friendly
clearly
5 hours ago.
Clearly, this is a...
Nope, we're all over. I'm done.
Clearly,
okay, show's over. See you later, guys. All right, have a good one.
Clearly,
what?
The Seattle...
Why do you have to like J Beagle?
There's clearly a fan in Seattle that likes Vancouver, so they pick J Beagle. Shea Weber is the 30th captain in the history of the Montreal Canadiens.
Don't know, don't care. Actually, no, I do know, but I still don't care.
They're going to have a defenseman that's not going to start the year, not going to come back around until Christmas. He's going to be the captain. And it's funny because that was one they were doing the press conference. First of all, it was kind of funny because he wanted to appeal to the francophone media, and he's sitting there with this thing, he's reading it. He read the French dialogue out. I'm like, he's trying.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he's got to because even I don't know if Patch has made a big deal about.
Yes, he did. He tried to speak a lot of French, dude.
Not as much as Randy Cunninworth tried back then.
I don't know who the heck that is. So.
Clearly you're way out of it. If you're the Canadians, I mean, we talked about this before. We asked actually, was it Ked? Was Ked right from Morgan Skate? We were talking about the Rangers.
That's his name.
No, I'm just trying.
Ked.
Oh, I'm trying to make sure he was the guy we were talking to about it.
Yes.
How there's a lot of teams right now that don't have captains.
Yeah.
The Leafs, Wings, Rangers.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Well, it's not. I don't say it's dumb, but it's not needed. It's not rushed. You need a captain in Montreal right now.
You need a captain, period, because that's tradition.
Okay, I understand you need a captain, but why are you rushing it? You don't need to rush it. It's not the most important thing. I don't think, at least.
I can I can tell you right now, I can name off 5 different people that deserve the captaincy more than Shea Weber.
Who? You cannot be Carey Price.
Okay.
It cannot be Carey Price.
Okay, why is it wrong to have a captain as a goalie?
It just doesn't.
Luongo did it, and it was just fine.
No, it didn't.
Now,
no, they were not just fine.
Let's go over this.
You're gonna go
Definitely not going to be Tomas Tatar. I'm going to name off 5.
And I'm going to say no to each and every one of them.
Jonathan Drouin.
Nope.
Okay, fine. Tomas Plekanec.
Nope.
Why not?
Because.
Okay.
Keep going.
Fine.
There's only one name, Alex, on this roster that I'll allow.
Hold on.
And if you have 2 other names to say it before you get
Andrew Shaw.
Nope.
Why not?
Oh, are you kidding me?
Jeff Petrie.
Nope. That's
Why
5.
not?
That's 5. Alex, you missed Brendan Gallagher.
I don't care about Gallagher.
Gallagher is the only possible play, and that's the problem. But so is Shea Weber.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Brendan Gallagher's been there
Then
longer.
fine, Montreal quit, go to Quebec City, get a new team. Go, done.
No, it's Ottawa. Ottawa's going to Quebec City. Montreal's going to stay. There's no way around it.
Needless to say,
they didn't need a captain, and it's dumb that you're going to put a captain.
You should have a captain.
Speaking of Montreal.
Don't need one, but you should. Galchenyuk's out. Yes, he's got a blown ankle. He's done. He's gone. Get him.
He's week to week.
Take him behind the barn like a horse and put him out of his misery. Let's go. Fill the spot. Take away his hit from the cap. Let's go.
Why are you so mad at Gouch? Are you Mark Bergevin?
I don't like Mark Bergevin.
Well, see, clearly you're Mark Bergman. I'm sure Mark Bergman doesn't.
All I'm saying is this: the captaincy is like a brand. Psst. Done. You're hurt. Bring him out back. Just it. Bam. Who's next? You go. Oh, Shea Weber. Oh, he's our captain. Oh, too late. He's still hurt. Boom.
He's got a broken leg. He's like a dog. He's like, gotta put him out of his misery. Else
oh, well, here goes Old Yeller. Bam.
The Old Yeller, he jumped out of the... I'm not going to go to the story with you. Galchenyuk's week to week, and this is a real bummer because...
You see, I would do the Marley and Me reference, but it'd be more like...
I'm going to fight you now.
Silent death.
I'm going to...
Nope, okay, all right.
No.
Excuse me,
Nope,
pardon?
nope,
Excuse me.
nope. Get over here. Get over here.
No. You want it? You want it? Ow! Okay, quick.
Okay.
No.
You're done? Good. Glad. All right. Well, after that fest is over with, Galchenyuk.
Just saying it was a funny joke.
Your humor is not allowed. Your humor is not liked here.
Yeah, well, I'm also not allowed to swear, but whose fault's that?
The FCC or the the
FCC.
The FCC, yeah.
Whatever.
Gelch.
He's out with an ankle injury. Corey Perry, done for a year.
Stop.
MCL meniscus surgery.
Alex, stop. Let me go through this here. The point I was talking about, this is what we analyze. Arizona is... They're not going to be that good, but they're like Buffalo 2 years ago. They should be improving, and losing Gelch, who's probably going to be on the wing, let's be honest, it's not good for them. I don't... It's going to definitely... They may have another bad start this year. And it all depends how Rancid does, but losing Galchenyuk, and he wants to have a bounce back year, and this just hinders him, and I don't know if he'll be... I mean, ankle injuries are hard to come back from, no matter how severe they are, because you skate. You're on your feet. Your ankles.
So you're telling me he's not worth it? Boom!
They're not a horse.
Galchenyuk, done! Boom! Perry, done! Boom! Crawford's coming back from concussion. Oh, okay, you're safe. You're good for now.
Wrapping up Galchenyuk, I'm trying to stay with it here. We got Alex. Let's calm down.
I'm going through these people like I'm going through rounds. Somebody go to the store and get me some more.
I have a discount on ammo actually at the store.
Well, what are we waiting for? We got some injured hockey players. Let's do this. Welcome to today's show, brought to you by Cabela's Ammunition.
Gosh, no.
Bring your hockey players to the back. We'll take care of them for you. Bring our new hockey player.
Put it down. I'm going to cut your mic off. If you let me go here.
Okay, my mic's on. Okay.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought now. So, obviously, moving to Corey Perry. Corey Perry. Seriously, stop.
Okay. Come on. Just having fun here.
I'm trying to actually analyze this stuff, and you're over here shooting him like Old Yeller. I know, it's a big deal though for Arizona, a team that's supposed to be looking forward to having a better year, and they're losing one of their guys they just acquired, a guy that can be a top player in this league.
That was a violin impression, by the way.
You're horrible at it. Corey Perry is done for the year. Oh, excuse me. He's out for I think it's like they said 5 or 6 months.
He's out for the year.
So pretty much done for the year. This one you can consider Old Yeller. Because he's... stop it! Put down your 22 and calm down. MCL meniscus knee surgery just had Monday, I believe. Had it recently. And it was something that happened earlier last season, at the end of last season, and he's just getting old. And that's the same thing with him and Getzlaf, and that a lot of that up front. And we talked about this last week. Anaheim is going to fall off the cliff. They've become the Anaheim Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, and
it's not mighty, it's mighty.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just a whole big mess down there, and that's why I'm exchanging that's why I'm exchanging the 20 gauge for the good old fashioned lever action. It's one bullet, it's real quick, nice, clean. Bam, boom, gotcha. Oh, scared myself.
All right.
Crawford. Yeah.
Corey Crawford yesterday has been cleared to play. I'm sure Scott Powers is happy now, so he can write his articles and be in a good mood now about it. Now, here's the thing: does this change the Hawks' fortune though?
No.
You don't think so? You still think they're a non-playoff team?
Everyone thinks that they're a non-playoff team.
I do too, but I do think.
What was the name that we talked to about last week?
Powers.
Yeah, Powers. Yeah, exactly.
I know, and he said that it's tough for them because they didn't make any moves.
It's not going to be a playoff team.
And now you have, and Cam Ward was bad, really bad.
He's not a good goalie, so what?
He's older, and it could have been just a bad start. Matt Glenny's first preseason start last year was awful. We remember that. And so Cam Ward,
don't.
I do.
I don't care about preseason, really.
I just remember little things like that. That's why I know that Garrett Sparks should not be starting. But we'll talk about that later.
The only thing good about Garrett Sparks is pads.
We'll go on that later. No, they're not the same ones, Alex. The ones you keep seeing in the photos are when he played for the Leafs. He doesn't have those same pads anymore.
No, those for the Marlies.
You
the checkered ones?
No, he doesn't have those anymore. Those are long gone, dude.
Oh, that's right. I did watch him in. There were some fans that were down at the new restaurant that they have right next to the walkout locker rooms down in Detroit.
What?
Yeah, so if you go down to this restaurant or whatever, like before warm-ups or whatever, you can watch
the club. I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, you can watch the away team come out or whatever.
Yeah,
so Tyler, if you wanted to go watch a Detroit Red Wings game and Toronto's in town, you could go watch and be like, that's Matthews.
No. Hey, we would know. Well, no, that's when Kelly and I went to the game. We were sitting right behind the glass. Did I tell you, we met Nazem Kadri's cousin at the game. I guess Nazem Kadri. And we met like a bunch of guys, other people. Anyway, so we're all a crowd around the bench.
Nazem Kadri's cousin Nazem Kadri?
I'm just saying.
Why do I care?
Because I thought it was pretty neat.
I met Barack Obama's second cousin on his mom's side. It's pretty dope.
I like...
Fun fact, by the way, actually happened.
Well, it was actually really cool because we actually tried to sneak that. We saw him like, oh, there's downstairs. What's downstairs? We walked in and we saw a velvet rope and we're like, and up we go because we can't go down there. So that's what we were talking about.
Yep.
But Crawford, going quickly back to the Hawks here. Sorry. I'm trying not to get sidetracked here. I know we've had a lot of coffee. Both of us have. That's why my mouth is moving so fast. He's a good goaltender, but however, coming back from a concussion, and it's funny, people ought to ask him, like, how bad is concussion? It's bad. But here's the thing, everyone has different reactions to it. That's the thing.
I think the biggest part is the emotional aspect, really.
It is. And, like, because I haven't had, like, a full-scale concussion, but I've had mild issues before. I've had pretty severe, like, I don't want to say shell shock, but I've had issues where my head kind of just starts, like, it feels like that kind of swelling. But I've gotten through because there's never been...
Well, it doesn't swell. You just feel your, like, blood going.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And it's not comfortable at all. But like I said, some players can come back faster than others. Like Sidney Crosby, it took him a whole year. Then again, he tried to play after he had his concussion, that big one when Steckel hit him in 2011. But the thing is about it is everyone's different. Corey Crawford's brain, like everyone's body's different. Some players can get hit in the head. Some players can get brained really hard. And I don't think it's... And everyone's like, what? What's the big deal? Why can't he? Will he come back and be the same? I don't know. I don't think so. It'll take him a long time because he's been skating, but he hasn't been playing. He hasn't been taking the same kind of shots. He hasn't been able to go full speed yet. So it'll be a learning curve for him to kind of get back into the swing of things, get back into his rhythm. So that's why I think the Hawks will be bad this year. But if he's able to find it out quickly, they may be a team that towards the end may be looking for that final wild card spot. So it'll be interesting to see how the Hawks do this year. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but if Crawford can find his game in time, they could have a chance. Because that Central Division, as deep as it is, the Pacific Division is not much. It's not deep at all. It's a couple teams, and that's it. So what are you looking at? You're making faces.
Oh, the David Steckel hit on Crosby. I forgot that it was at the outdoor game.
That was at the Winter Classic, the rainy Classic.
Oh,
that
hit too. It was like
it
was a slow, but like boom.
It was everything the mid '90s to early 2000s game was all about. Hit him if you see him, hit him. Mm-hmm. If he looks, hit him. Steckel didn't get suspended for that. People don't remember that.
Right.
People don't remember that Steckel never got suspended.
Good old time hockey boys.
And then Crosby, this is before all the concussion protocol stuff ever was even thought of. Crosby came out the next game.
That's not true.
No, well,
that's not true.
There wasn't
a defined.
There was no concussion
protocol.
You didn't have to pull players off the head and sign concussion. It was, hey, you should probably do it for the health, but it wasn't enforced.
It wasn't.
Now
it was like an old boys rule. It was, If your head hurts enough, get off the ice. There wasn't a defined concussion protocol.
And then there was kind of the thing of, hey, the player, you know what, tough guys keep
and hey,
going.
you know what happened?
Crosby came out the next night.
You know what happened after Crosby got out?
Hedman went after him, or Hedman didn't go after him. But the next game, Hedman puts him into the boards a little hard. Crosby hits his head against the glass. He's done for a year.
And that's when the concussion protocol came in.
And guess what?
Because they're like, oh my
gosh, the star player, yes.
Our star, literally, the face of the NHL.
And you and I have talked about this 100 times over. If it happens to a third or fourth line player, no one cares. Happens to a star player, everyone talks about it.
If it happens to a third or fourth line players, it has to happen to a lot of them. A lot.
No, I'm saying exactly. You see the case of like Keith Primo. You see the cases of, and like especially the fighters like
that's a different story.
Bugard, right? But I'm saying is like that only comes out when stuff like that happens. No one would have known if like Bugard had a concussion. John Scott had a concussion. Oh, listen.
I don't like it when people bring up Bugard, but okay.
I'm just saying like when those players have concussions and stuff happens to them, they don't. No one throws their arms up in the air and says, "Oh my gosh!" But when a star player happens to them. Or when it happens to a star player, they look at this like, okay, something has to change.
Okay, because when...
But we've got... Like,
okay, I'll literally take 5 seconds. Bugard knew what he was doing when he was fighting. He knew that he could get hurt. No, whereas Sidney Crosby got hit in the head by somebody else, unwillingly.
But what I'm saying is like concussion stuff. Like, it's not as brought up. It's not as more apparent. It doesn't get brought up to the surface as much as if it were a star player.
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Even in today's age with the concussion protocols or whatever, nobody's going to go to the dark room after a fight.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is like, but like when those guys would get concussions, when the grinders, when the guys that, like, guys would get concussions all the time in the '80s, and no one would do anything about it.
Good old time hockey.
And they were brought up as you keep playing, keep fighting through whatever, yada yada yada.
Oh yeah, Gretzky had a bunch of concussions. If you go back and look at all the biggest hits on him,
he had a couple, but he didn't. It wasn't like as severe. It wasn't like Pat LaFontaine bad. Of course, Pat LaFontaine just...
fun fact, they went...
And Paul Correa, too. Yep, there's another
That was a concussion. The Stevens hit. Oh, so good.
And even before...
And that was clean.
In 98, when Gary Suter chopped him in the head. Straight high stick, like just cross-checked him in the face.
Well, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, that's different now. Now the game is, like, when they saw it happen, like, all right, how can we change it now? So that's why all these rules are in place, and that's why I'm glad the Hawks are taking plenty of time. And even when Matthews had concussion-like symptoms, not a concussion, just symptoms, they took him out for, 10 games? It's
7.
Smart. It was
7 or 8.
It was a good number of games, a good chunk of the season. At least at that point, it was a very tight part of the year. At least we were able to get through it.
Well, then again, he also had like shoulder.
But if this is 10 years ago, he's in the lineup the next night because you got to keep going. But now I'm glad that they're doing this, and I'm glad the Hawks are taking their time. And I don't hope they don't rush Crawford to get those games in all the time. I hope they give him at least a month to try to get back into game shape.
Yeah.
Because your body can't do cardio. You can't work out the same when you have a concussion.
Nope.
You can't. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes him. And yes, we were talking about Corey Crawford. We took a huge side road, but we're back around. I took the loop around.
Quick side note.
Okay, we're gonna go with short cul-de-sac here.
Just a little cul-de-sac. When do you think they'll actually do that with fights? Fighters automatically have to go to the black room. That'll be your 5-minute penalty. You go to the black room for 5 minutes to get tested real quick.
I don't know. I think the way that fighting's just going away slowly like it is right now, how fighting is decreasing every year, and that's just, if you look at it, it's based off of two things. One, development. Hockey players aren't developed to fight anymore. Some guys do fight, but that's just because tensions grow high. You end up fighting somebody. That's what happens. I can tell you how many fights we had at practice at Davenport. We had a couple fights when I was in Port Huron. I used to see, we had junior fights when I was simply skating with junior players. Uh-huh. You're looking like a referee right now.
Okay. Just because my eyes were covered. No, we're going on to something else.
Hold on. Nope. You're asking me. I'm going to keep going. But it's the fact that players are not willing to fight. So therefore, it's not really much of an issue. Obviously, if a player is hurt, they will be in their minds like, hey, something's not right. They'll go off the ice because they have that. It's not like you have to stay out anymore. It's, I'm hurt. I should go look at something. I should go have someone look at this. So that's one of the reasons why I don't think you'll ever have to worry about sending players off to the darkroom after a fight, because they'll know if they're hurt. They'll know if something isn't right with their brain, if something's wrong with their body. They'll feel that, and they'll know, hey, I should probably go off and get something looked at. They're not going to, they won't need anyone to do it. And also, they have the concussion spotter. So if they come off the ice and they're stumbling over the penalty box, well, someone's going to say, hey, get him out of the box into the darkroom. the league and the teams and the players themselves are more aware, and I think it's becoming a much safer game, a much smarter game than what it was 10 years ago.
Yeah. So let's get on to more stuff of people that are not hurt that I have to take around back. The Toronto Maple Leafs.
So it's been an interesting, say 36, 24 hours actually. Well, no, 36 hours. We'll say.
The Toronto Maple Leafs lost a lot of people.
So it started yesterday when Chris Johnson reported Connor Carrick, Curtis McElhinney, and Calvin Pickard were all put on waivers. And this was after they announced the roster, which put Garrett Sparks as the backup to Freddie Anderson. We'll get to that. And the first real deal to come for this, I don't know why Dallas didn't wait until today for them to clear waivers. Or why don't they just pick him up on waivers? But Connor Carrick was traded to the Dallas Stars. He'll be reunited with Roman Polak, so they'll be a nice 6th and 7th right-hand defenseman.
Because they didn't want to wait.
Well, also they need defensemen though too. Well, no, because they could have picked him up. They put him on waivers, and if they clear waivers, then they can go to then they have to get traded. That's what happened with Calvin Pickard. The Leafs didn't pick him up by the time of the waiver wire, the noon the next day. So that's why they had to trade for Calvin Pickard to Vegas.
Dallas wanted him. That's it.
Dallas should have just picked him up, but I think they must have convinced. I think there may be more terms with it, but the Leafs are getting a 2019 conditional 7th-round pick. You know, the deal that we were going to get Kevin Shattenkirk for from the Rangers. We talked with Ked. If Ked and I were GMs, we'd be good for each other. He would just give me all of his good players, and we'd be fine. I'd just give away my 7th-round picks for the next 5 years. The condition on the 7th-round pick is if Carrick plays 50 games, which he probably will on a very weak Dallas blue line, plays 50 games, that 2019 pick turns into a 6th-round pick. So Connor Carrick I think he should get 50 games. Like when we talked about Dallas last week, their defense is kind of slow. Yeah, not the deepest. So
he'll get 50.
I'm glad he's in a spot now where he'll play.
Calling it right now, he's going to get at least 60 games.
Because Ozhiganov will play a lot. Justin Hull is going to have a much better opportunity than Carrick was getting in the lineup. I like Hull a lot. I'm excited to see what Ozhiganov does in the regular season. He looked good in the preseason. Same thing with Par Lindholm. I'm excited to see Alex. I'm going to pull up the official roster.
I don't need to really get into that, but needless to say, I think the Toronto Maple Leafs lost a very valuable asset. In Carrick.
Well, he just wasn't. He wasn't developing this as they were hoping. That's the problem. What it was. I think that's what the
Leafs are going for it. They're pushing, and they see Connor Carrick and McElhinney, and they see them both, and especially Pickard too.
Oh, we're moving on to the goaltenders now. Sorry.
Well, yeah, they see all these different assets as fat, and you're trimming the fat, and you're getting rid of that liability of having more people and more money to take care of.
So here's what happened. The Leafs had arguably the deepest goaltending in the league.
No, not arguably. They had the deepest one.
You had Calvin Pickard, who was a backup to Garrett Sparks, but who was definitely an NHL goaltender. We've seen it before.
Backup.
He had decent numbers with an awful Colorado team.
NHL backup.
When he played for Canada in the World Championships, he was outstanding.
NHL backup.
Then you had Garrett Sparks.
NHL backup.
Who was an amazing American League goaltender. But we've seen before, Alex. Okay, I know we're going to kind of get a little away from some other fans here, but when we were watching the Griffins when you were younger, they're early in the AHL years, you had Mark Lamont and Joey McDonald. Two of the best goaltenders.
Sorry.
Two of the best American League goaltenders ever. Mark Lamont was former AHL goalie of the year, like Garrett Sparks.
And then Joey McDonald is a god.
I love Joey McDonald, but the NHL level.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Okay, now hold on. Now
Joey Mac started for the Islanders because they were awful. Don't tell me Joey McDonald's an full-time NHL starter. When he was with the Leafs, it was either Justin Pogge, it was Vesatoskala, or I don't know who the backup was.
All I'm saying is this. Joey McDonald is a split NHL goalie. Or he was a split
He would be a
NHL.
Good backup, correct? He was
a split.
But I'm saying is sometimes AHL numbers don't transfer to the NHL numbers. Would you agree with me?
Like the one game that we went to when they were facing San Jose. Holy God, get you Joey Mac. Joey.
I know. That's what I'm saying is but everyone, of course,
he's such a great goalie.
And he's a great guy too. I always love talking to him.
Good smile. back to goalies.
But what I'm saying is like, so then, and of course they had Curtis McElhinney, who still had one of the highest save percentages last year, if not the, I forgot
Skewed stats, but okay.
And Freddie Anderson, who at times looked like a Vezina goaltender.
At times.
So you had 3 certified NHL goaltenders and 1 American League goaltender who obviously, if you're looking at it from statistics and analytics, could be an NHL goaltender. Wait. And you had to take a gamble in your Kyle Dubas.
But you had a starting goaltender, 2 backups, and an AHL backup.
Pickard's an arguable starter.
No.
He could be, if he was on a better team, Alex, if he was on Colorado now.
Okay.
Well, Alex,
you could say that for any goalie. His stats would be better if he had a better defense.
And his stats were decent when they were bad.
Yeah, it's just a fact.
Can I go with my point here? You're trying to cut me off how Calvin Pickard's the guy.
He's not though.
No, excuse me. Calvin Pickard's the guy to go. But I'm saying is,
yes, he is.
You had Garrett Sparks, who's definitely an unproven goaltender. You had McElhinney, who's good now for another year. You have Calvin Pickard, who you just signed to another 1-year contract. And, of course, you have Frederick Anderson. Kyle Dubas spent all of his year, obviously with assistant GM and the general manager of the Marlies. He saw a lot of Pickard and a lot of Sparks. Sparks was astronomically the best goaltender in the American League last year.
Sparks is also the goalie that the entire Toronto Maple Leafs organization has spent the most money on.
Exactly my point. And Brock Lesnar still walked away in 2004 of the WWE. What's your point? I'm just saying, why don't you try to let him go through waivers? Because
he'd get picked up.
The reason why Calvin Pickard and Curtis McElhinney got picked up because everyone said, hey, look, Pickard can play now, McElhinney can play now. Sparks would have gone through waivers. Absolutely. Yes, he would have.
No, he wouldn't. I can tell you why right now. Resident Crusader of the Carolinas.
Okay.
Let me go on my point now. Can I tell
you why McElhinney got picked up?
If McElhinney was not on the block and it was Garrett Sparks instead, Carolina would have picked up Garrett Sparks because they need a goalie.
Because why, Alex?
They need a goalie.
Why?
Because
Scott Darling's hurt.
Yes, Scott Darling's hurt, and it's upset.
This could not be better. Perfect. This could be no more perfect timing for Carolina right now.
Now, hold on.
Okay.
Even if Scott Darling wasn't hurt, they would have picked up because they've been looking at Garrett Sparks this entire time.
You don't know that.
Oh yes,
teams are desperate. Why do you think Philly picked up Pickard?
I may not quote unquote know that
they need a third string goaltender because Neuwirth and Elliott are as shaky and as fragile as a piece of glass.
Every team was looking at this situation. They're like, oh my God, we could just pick up a goalie because they have to get rid of somebody.
Right.
They have to.
Yeah.
So Carolina, alongside other teams like Philadelphia, we'll get into that in a second, they knew that something was going to happen, and they knew that it was going to either be McElhinney or Sparks.
Well, Darling was announced a couple days ago that he was hurt.
Garrett Sparks gets put in the backup position for the Toronto Maple Leafs. By all means, we get not backup Aney, not McElhinney. No, McElhinney. Let's go, Hurricanes, McElhinney. Curtis McElhurricaney.
And I don't think he's going to start. I don't think he's going to be a starter.
Well, let's go to the
you can look it
Carolina
up
Hurricanes cat friendly here.
It doesn't matter if
because even though I'm the biggest fan of the Carolina Hurricanes ever, I'm just going to go through the entire thing.
It doesn't matter about cap friendly. It doesn't say who's starting.
Peter Mrazek is better. Just saying. He's younger by 9 years,
and he's
better.
And he hasn't done jack squat with his career.
Neither has Curtis McElhinney.
But McElhinney's a better backup, so they have to start Mrazek.
Exactly.
But what I'm trying to get back towards here. Okay, well let's talk about the Calvin Pickard going to Philly deal. Why? Because remember, Peter Mrazek started for the Flyers at the end of the season, which makes this kind of funny. It makes it all ironical that Peter Mrazek goes to Carolina.
It's not ironic. It's situation, or it's not
coincidental.
It's not coincidental.
Sorry, I always get those mixed up. Peter Mrazek was brought in as a third stringer because Brian Elliott was hurt, or Neuwirth was hurt, pardon me. Elliott got hurt, so Mrazek had to be the starter, and now he goes to Carolina. They get a Leaf goaltender. Philly gets a Leaf goaltender. Now, whether or not this means Pickard's going to be the guy, or they're going to make some moves around to
They still have Elliott, though.
I know, which means he has to. I feel like that, if I'm not mistaken, that means he has to go through waivers again. If one of those three has to go through waivers in order to get to Lehigh Valley, unless they want to carry 3 goaltenders. Which I don't think they're going to do.
Let me look at Anthony Stolarz real quick.
Stolarz, he's a two-way. He's a two-way contract.
Correct. So he still has only one. So needless to say, as of right now,
they have 3 goaltenders on the NHL roster, and they have to cut that immediately. right?
Stolarz could go to Lehigh. Well, actually, no.
No, he's a two-way. He can go. It's fine. He doesn't need to clear waivers.
Wait a second.
What? You looking at their cap friendly?
Is Lehigh Valley a shared team?
No.
I want to say they're shared.
No, Lehigh Valley is strictly Philadelphia.
Are we sure about that?
Yeah, because doesn't every team have their own now?
Some teams are shared.
I think Florida shared a team with Springfield. I forgot who though. But anyways, long story short, the Flyers are picking up a goaltender that can play now, that can be an NHL goaltender now, and because they have two in front of them. But obviously, like we've seen, Elliott's shaky in net, and Neuwirth is injury prone, so that'll be interesting to see how that one goes.
Okay, I stand corrected.
But back to
Lehigh Valley is the sole ownership of the Philadelphia.
The Flyers solely own Lehigh, is what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Solely owned by the Philadelphia Flyers. However, Lehigh Valley has a lot of people on loan from other teams.
Well, a lot of teams do, because that's why Sam Gagner is going to the Marlies. Because
Here comes the money!
Because Utica doesn't have any room.
Whitaker.
Utica.
Whitaker.
No, Utica.
Whitaker.
Utica.
Whitaker.
Utica.
Whitaker.
Utica.
Whitaker.
Utica.
Ding, ding, ding,
down in Cotton Eye Joe. Where a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. So now, as announced Monday, Garrett Sparks is the backup to Frederik Andersen.
Boo!
Garrett Sparks is the backup to Frederik Andersen.
Well,
Not
Leafs Nation.
Calvin Pickard.
Goodbye.
Not Curtis McElhinney, who's been the most reliable backup in... Name the last reliable backup the Leafs have had. Name one. Name it. I'm trying to think.
Hold on.
Who is behind Curtis Joseph? Nobody knows. No one cares. Eddie Belfour. No one knows. No one cares. And ever since then, there's really never been a two-man goaltending tandem the Leafs have had that have been good. Because it's been Andrew Rakoff, Vestaskala, Jonas Gustafsson, Jonas Gustafsson, John Sebastian Jaguar, Jonas Gustafsson, James Reimer.
Jonas Gustafsson.
James
Jonas
Reimer.
Gustafsson.
James Reiner, Ben Scrivens, which is only for half a season.
Okay, so last reliable backups you have that the Toronto Maple Leafs have had,
Jonas
Gustafsson and James Reimer, because James Reimer was the backup to Jonathan Bernier.
No, I'm not.
Count it.
I'm saying, well, Alex, they obviously weren't.
Count it.
Obviously weren't, Alex.
Count it.
Alex.
Count
Stop. They weren't. Obviously not, because they didn't make the playoffs. 2013 doesn't count because it's a half year.
Okay, well,
I would have liked to
sucked.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but they were not good backups. We have not had a good backup since. And
Yeah, and it wasn't a good team either.
That's what I'm trying to say, Alex.
Exactly.
And it's like when they brought in...
Your backup is only as good as your team.
That's why when they brought in Frederik Andersen and they were able to get Curtis McElhinney, if they got rid of Jonas Enroth, it was obviously a good deal because he started to play well, and he was phenomenal for them. And I can't think of a Leafs backup in the longest time that's actually been that good. Trevor Kidd, maybe?
Okay, but
you're
also,
maybe.
like I just said, you're only as good as your team. So if the backup is crap, he's only crap because his team in front of him is also
When
crap.
did Craig Bill... I want to know. I'm going to look up the stats here because Craig Billington...
Let's keep her moving. So, McElhinney to Carolina. Let's go Hurricanes. Pickard to Philly. All right, let's go Gritty. Garrett Sparks to be the backup. And let's move on to...
Are you sure? I'm just not sure about it.
What are you not sure about? The fact that I said that Pickard's going to go play for Gritty?
No, I have a problem...
Go Canes?
With the fact that...
William Nylander's going to Carolina?
No, it's... We haven't gotten Nylander yet.
Exactly.
I don't trust Garrett Sparks. I'm not ready for him yet.
Neither am I.
I have not been ready for him. We saw him one game with the Marlies, and yes, he's American. He's an amazing American League goaltender. Mm-hmm. Michael Layton is a great American League goaltender. I'm just saying it's going to be tough, Alex.
You know, I like Garrett. I think he's a good player. I think he's got potential, but I'm going to be spending a lot of time with Freddie in net. I think he's going to get too tired in net. We're not going to be good in the postseason because we're going to spend all of our time with Freddie, and we're not going to have a great thing with Garrett. You know, I think Garrett's got a lot of potential, but I don't think he's good for our club.
And scene.
I do agree they do need a goaltender that can play 20 to 30 games, much more than McElhinney did. But Pickard's on the ready now, though. I'm not... And here's the thing, too. Like I said, Garrett Sparks was being watched all last year, along with Calvin Pickard, by Dubas. So Dubas has the confidence in one of those two goaltenders. Obviously, he's more confident in Sparks. Granted, yes, Sparks had the better numbers. But is that going to transfer over to the NHL? Do you see Babs putting a lot of games on him? Or does he give him the McElhinney treatment, at least for the first half of the year? I
think Garrett's a pretty good player, and I think he's got a lot of development. I think the Maple Leafs have done some good things with him. He's done some good stuff with the Marlies, but I think you're going to be seeing way more Freddie than last year. That's about it. Thank you.
Okay, that's
Scene.
That's probably not going to happen.
I am so good.
Carl Gunnarsson's on waivers.
Okay, great.
No, LTIR, sorry. But I'm so unsure. And look at that. And here's the thing with the Dubas deal is he knows he knows the backlash he's going to get. If Garrett Sparks goes 0 for 5 or something like that, that's going to come down heavy on him. But he knows that. That's the job he's taking, and he understands he's going to have to make these decisions, and he's going to have to live with the consequences, good or bad.
Well, yeah.
If Garrett Sparks goes 9-0 for the first 5 starts, not 5 starts. My math's off. 9-0 for the first 9 starts, and ends up going. If he plays 500 hockey, obviously people would be like, oh, maybe McElhinney would have done better. Well, we don't know, because McElhinney going down to Carolina may be the worst thing for McElhinney right now. Let's be honest. This could be really bad. It could be. We talked about Carolina could be a sneaky team, but Alex, let's be honest, it could go really south. It could.
Well, I'm just saying this right now.
It's funny because didn't McElhinney shut out the Canes twice last couple of years?
What?
It seemed like whenever McElhinney went down to Carolina, he just played amazing. He shut the Canes out in Carolina. He was at least. So now he's playing for the Canes. Like, all right, can you do that for us now?
Here's the thing.
Okay, Tommy Dundon, what you got?
I've been working on this, okay? Well, I think that...
Is this even Tommy Dundon?
I think so. I saw this in an interview. I think with us and McElhinney, the Carolina Hurricanes are going to face the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Eastern Conference final. That's it. Right there. Thank you. All right, goodbye.
Please tell me no one heard that. It was very low on the volume here, which is probably for the best because that made no sense. Oh,
Carolina's going to do great.
It's
the
funny.
Maple Leafs are going to do great.
Everyone's talking right now about the Leafs, and they're going to win the Stanley Cup. The NHL 19 simulation came out.
I'm excited. You're excited. Carolina's excited. Mark's excited. Seattle's excited. Bettman's saying, let's do this. He's excited. My coffee is full again because I put more water in it. Let's do this.
So how does this affect the Leafs, you ask?
Because Nylander's also going to go to Carolina.
Alex, that was shot down immediately. Get it out of your head.
Nope.
Stop now.
If you still have it in your head that the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to win the Cup eventually, I'm going to have this in my head.
Well, they're going to win it eventually.
I can dream, Harold.
I don't know when that's going to be, and I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm trying to get everyone to calm down. Everyone's like, why do you want to calm down? Let's ride this wave. Because I've had my heart broken before. I'm just saying, remember last year, Alex, Edmonton and Toronto were supposed to be, according to the EA Sports Hockey League, NHL 19 predicted that they were going to be in the finals.
NHL 18.
NHL 18. But now NHL 19, they're picking the Leafs to win the Cup. I'm not getting my hopes up because, okay, I'm excited for this team, and I know they can do well, but I'm not banking on them winning the Stanley Cup. I want this team to win the Stanley Cup. I just don't want to expect it, or else I'm going to be mad. Let's win a playoff series first. But obviously the biggest issue we're having, besides Garrett Sparks being the backup, because obviously he's just a backup compared to Frederik Andersen, we just need to see if he'll have another Freddie October of 3 wins and 4 losses and crazy high goals against average and a crazy low save percentage, is the fact that William Nylander still has not been signed. William Nylander is actually still in Sweden. He's sitting on his couch in Sweden, and so here's what's being reported right now. It's looking like William Nylander did not want a bridge contract. Now, a bridge contract is pretty much you sign for a couple years, and then depending on how you do it in those couple years, you make more money. And with the 2 notable examples were Nikita Kucherov and Ryan Johansson. Ryan Johansson made, I think, $3 million for 3 years or 4 years for $4 million for 3 years, and then now he's making 8 for 8 or something like that, something ridiculous. And Kucherov was the same way. Made like 4.5 for 3 years, and now he's making 8.8 for 8 years. What I'm trying to say is if you're William Nylander, and I remember we said the same thing with Mitch Marner. Don't sign Mitch Marner now because you may be better later. If you're William Nylander, stop. William Nylander, play 2 more years, sign a 2-year contract for like $4.5 million. Okay? Start off with that. Put up 300 points, or no, not 300 points, that's ridiculous. Put 200 points up in the next 2 seasons. And then you'll be easily making 8 for 8, what you want now. 9 for 8, what you want now. 10 for 8, what you want now. Well, will you stop it? Seriously, it's not going to Carolina, Alex.
Yes!
No, Alex, seriously, you're being ridiculous. It's not going to happen.
No, I'm not.
It's Alex. That was reported for 1 second, and then ever since then,
It's not ridiculous.
Alex, that's some TMZ BS that you're bringing up.
TMZ.
TMZ. Did I say C?
Yes, you did.
TMZ BS.
I'm not okay. If it doesn't happen, whatever. It's a joke at this point. Get on with what you're saying. Stop being such a priss.
But you're over here trying to figure out how to do Carolina with sign language.
Yeah, no, duh. Stop being a priss. Keep talking.
What I'm trying to say is, Nylander has to understand that he is one of the most skilled players in this league. However, he's not worth what he thinks he's worth. And that's the problem we have with agents nowadays and players and athletes that sometimes think they're too good. They think they're much better than they really are. And he has to realize that. Prove how good you are. Put up 90 points a year, and then you'll make your $9 million a year. Right now, you're looking at most 6.5, maybe 7 on a good day. But it ain't going to happen right now. He has to figure it out that if he wants to play, let's be honest, he's going to get penalized. And Tyler Ennis has done amazing with Marleau and Matthews. You cannot tell me that Tyler Ennis is sitting there thinking, here we go, boys. Going to be $1 million hockey player again, because he's only making $650,000. Good for him. He's going to make $650,000 and put up easily, if he plays 10 games, maybe 10 points, 10, 15 points. I'm just saying, with that, the way that line's been clicking in the preseason. So if you're Nylander right now, you're clearly seeing, and we saw it with Matthews. Leafs don't necessarily need. Now it's great we have Matthews. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying we saw for
the Leafs need Matthews
for that stretch of period though. The Leafs were fine, obviously for an entire year. But the Nylander's going to see the Leafs don't necessarily really need him right now. They can play 10 games without him. But I don't want him to think that it ain't gonna. I just don't want him to think that he's worth so much that if I'm not here, the Leafs are going to be bad. That's not going to be the case. Look at our lineup now without Nylander. It's still one of the best lineups in the league, Alex.
I'm just saying, Carolina's got over $15 million in cap space.
What the thing is the fact that the Leafs, they know what they want to give Nylander, and they see that, hey, we still have this deep roster. We don't necessarily need to sign you to this much money if you don't want to play here. That's fine. Sit out a year and go somewhere else and make money elsewhere. That means you miss an entire year. And guess what? We saw it with Alexander Semin. Ryan O'Reilly sat out, was it 5 or 10 games with Colorado a few years back? It was, and it kind of ruined his season. He didn't really ruin his season, but it kind of, I don't say blackballed him, but it didn't make him look good. Sent him to Buffalo, let's be honest. That's the reason why he went to Buffalo. But then he rejuvenated his career. Now he's got a great contract with St. Louis. Or now he's over in St. Louis. He's in a good spot, a good team that's on the uprise. So maybe later on Nylander will get better again. But I'm just saying, this does not look good on your part, Nylander. It does not look good on the Leafs part either. We don't know what's going on right now. Right now, there's no good situation.
Sherlock.
Nylander sitting out makes him look bad, makes him look greedy. We had members, and I keep bringing it up, even though it was the 90s and there was no cap space, the Sergei Fedorov deal in 97, 98. I'm just saying, it made him look bad. Made him look greedy. Ironically, European hockey player. Coincidentally, European hockey player.
Wow, that's kind of,
But here's the thing. Well, of course
that's a racy topic right there.
Of course, Willie has his dad, Michael, in his ear. He's like, hey, here's what you should stop. Oh, of the things you said. Take off. Willie's got his dad, Michael, in his ear telling him, hey, do this, you'll get more money. Because Michael knows how the game works. He played for many years. We saw him in Grand Rapids. And I'm surprised he didn't sit out from that. But he knows what it takes to get a little more money out. And I think at this point, it's getting a little ridiculous. Missing training camp, that's one thing. Missing part of the season? That's another whole other ball game, folks. This is not looking good on anyone's part, and it's going to come back to haunt one party or another. Either the Leafs start off poorly, or Nylander he goes pointless for 30 games. Because he's just not in game shape. He could be skating still. He could be over there in Sweden training, whatever, getting in shape. but we've seen it before. You can train all by yourself and not look good. Frank Corrado, Martin Marinson, Josh Levo is some weird example that he can go into a random game, put 2 points up, and then sit for 10 weeks, and then go out and put 3 points up the next time he plays. But how is this? I don't know what good is coming from this sitting out. Nylander, seriously, what are you doing?
I don't see any point in talking about it either because we've been talking about it for weeks.
Oh, yeah, like your Carolina Hurricanes are that much better. Talking about
Well, yeah, because they have news that changes. William Nylander, what does he do?
Well, you thought...
Oh, he was in Canada. Yeah, he's going to... Nope.
Nope, he's back in Sweden. He's still sitting on his keister over there in Sweden, waiting for a contract. And I'm not happy about it because what's going to happen? Will the team come around? Will they be good? Will he be good when he comes out, when he does sign? How much is he going to sign for?
Toronto Maple Leafs are not going to sign Nylander because Nylander is going to ask for too much money.
No, they're going to sign him, but
Nylander's
going to come to his senses eventually. And he's going to have to sign for a lot less term than what he wants.
No offense, but
Nylander's
too stupid.
And his minutes are going to get cut astronomically. Tyler Ennis is still going to be in the lineup, which means someone on the fourth line is going to drop off because Tyler Ennis is going to look really good with Matthews.
But here's the thing, though. If William Nylander signs with the Leafs this year... Okay.
He's going to sign, Alex. It's
fine.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of wins.
When he signs, whatever, he's going to get traded at the deadline. You want to know why?
No, he won't.
Because his minutes are going to get cut. He's going to put on like the third or fourth line because he's acting like a you-know-what, A-double-S, if you know what I'm saying. And then he's going to get his, since he's getting put on the fourth line, he's getting his minutes cut, he's going to go up to Dubas and say, hey, trade me. I don't want to be here.
No, okay, he's not going to get traded because of this. If that's the case, and that just shows what kind of person Nylander is, which stinks because he's always been this. Hey, I love playing for this. I want to play for this team.
Honestly, I don't even care about Nylander.
I want to do all this. It's getting ridiculous.
Exactly.
This needs to be solved
as a Leafs
ASAP.
As a Leafs fan, I don't even care.
As I know you don't care because you don't care about anything.
I'm saying about Nylander. I don't care whether or not he plays for the team because we're fine without him. Clearly. That's what I'm saying.
And what I'm trying to
Not saying that I don't care. Don't kind of try to buzz me off or brush me off like you've been doing this entire episode.
Well, because you're sitting over here you're just keep bringing up Carolina for no good reason. That's what I'm trying to say.
Because Carolina has news. Carolina is an option. Toronto and Nylander isn't an option.
No, because that was shot down as soon as it got brought up, Alex, and you keep bringing it over. It's been 3 days.
It's a joke. Take it. Oh my goodness.
Moving on from the Leafs, please, for all that's good and gracious with this world.
Call us not a Leaf-centric podcast. Talk about the Leafs for about a good 25 minutes.
Because it's a big deal, and
Leafs!
That's our team.
How does this affect the Leafs? By the way, we're not a Leaf-centric podcast.
We're Leafs fans, and we barely ever talk about the Leafs, Alex, anymore.
We talk about them every week, even if they don't have news.
Well, yes, because moving on.
Tom Wilson laid a hit, and it was dirty, and I loved it.
Yes, of course you did.
Okay. I loved it because it was a big hit. I hated it because it was cheap.
So, the hit that happened, Tom Wilson.
The hit that happened right here.
Nah, I don't know about that. We'll see.
No?
Okay. I don't know if we'll see how what kind of shots I can get.
Well, if it doesn't work.
So, he hits Oscar Sundqvist. And here's my problem with this. This is my issue. Tom Wilson, he gets signed to a big, ridiculously stupid contract for what he's worth. He makes $4 million more than he's worth, and for his style of play. And Tom Wilson is no better than Justin Abdelkader. He just happened to play on a good line.
The reason why Tom Wilson's getting paid that money is that way he can get fined. That way
he loses money, Alex.
Exactly.
The money's taking a percentage out of his contract. So technically, if he did sign for what he was playing for last year, he'd be paying a lot less. He's losing a lot less.
He signed the contract. That way, it's compensated.
No.
Is what I'm saying.
What? Yeah, sure, because he does something stupid like this.
Because what's his contract? Like 4 point something, whatever?
If I remember. 6 point something, I thought. Or something really...
Needless to say, every time that he lays a headshot on somebody, he gets fined. There's a maximum fine that he can, go to, right? Same with Marchand.
There's Washington.
So every time that
Tom Wilson
hits somebody, it's already paid for.
Tom Wilson's $5.167 million.
So he's getting paid $4 million more than he should, right? Fair?
More like 5 now, if you ask me, but that's just me.
Okay, let's say 4 because it's an even number. So every time that he hits somebody, Max fine is like $5,000, I think, isn't it?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Well, needless to say, there's a max fine or whatever. The extra $4 million that he has is going towards those fines. So he can hit as many people as he wants. He can get suspended as much as he wants. You want to know why? He's getting $4 million more than he should. And that's why Washington signed him to that contract. That way he could afford to play for them. Count it.
So he's been suspended. Oh, gosh. How many times has he been suspended? Oh, these are just controversial hits. I was looking up suspension, and I think he's only suspended 3 times. But he hits Oscar Sundqvist coming across the middle with his head. Now, I remember there were actually some people, a couple old timers, like, oh, you shouldn't have came across the middle like that. Should keep your head up. Yes,
he shouldn't have.
Yes. But you're coming across the middle. Tom Wilson sees his shoulder, and he goes high. I don't care what it is, if you're just finishing your check or whatever. Smart checks. How hard is it? The game is getting rid of these kind of hits, Alex. This is stupid.
Because Tom Wilson did it on purpose. Duh.
Clearly. I don't know what you were trying to avoid there. What did you do? Just all of a sudden black out and forget that you're trying to be a clean player?
He's not trying to be a clean player.
Clearly not. No.
That's why he's getting paid.
If he's not getting 20 games or 15 to 20, this is stupid. This has got to go.
He's
15 to 20
5.
games. 15 to 20.
5.
He can get more than that. He can get more than 5.
Can.
Because he has an in-person hearing tomorrow at the league office at 10 a.m. tomorrow. He's going to miss the first game, the second game, third game, the fourth game, the fifth game, the sixth game, and all the way until hopefully actual justice served. Because this is a great opportunity for the league to say something, be like, listen here, I don't care if you just won the Stanley Cup. I don't care if you're worth this much money. I don't care if you just put how many points up playing with Ovechkin and Backstrom. You're going to sit for a quarter of the stinking season because you're stupid. That's stupid. You don't need to do that.
No, duh.
You're playing a worthless preseason game. You're already on the team. Why hit the guy? What did he do to you? Did he say something about your sister? Okay, Zinedine Zidane, get off the ice before you do something stupid like that. It's a pointless check. It's a pointless play. You deserve to be suspended. Okay, I was looking from dating from the 2018 preseason. Wilson has been suspended 3 times in the past year, which includes last year's playoffs against Columbus, preseason last year, and twice last preseason. Sorry. So, this should be cracked down, and this I don't care anymore. If you don't care about playing the game anymore, fine. Don't put someone else at risk for it. Get out.
Oh, he wants to play the game. He just wants to play it his way.
Get out of here. Rafi Torres.
He's the Brock Lesnar of hockey.
Rafi Torres is out of this league for a reason, Alex. That's why. Tom Wilson should not. And guess what? He can go home and he'll make every single dollar of that. Actually, no, he won't.
You brought up Rafi Torres.
He's not. All right. He would not make that money if he left because he's not a 35 up contract. If it was a 35 and up contract, your money's guaranteed after that. So, it's just a stupid play. It's just so dumb in every single way. You don't need it. The game's got to. The NHL's got to do something. If it's not any more than 10 games, I'm shocked, and
I give him 5.
Of course, you'd give him 5 though. He's been suspended multiple times, Alex. This is not a 5 game. This ain't a first-time offender. This is a third-time offender in the last 365 days, Alex.
So you're gonna give
this should be figured out.
So you're gonna give him 20 games.
10, at least 10, 20 max. I think anything more than 20 would be a little ridiculous.
Exactly.
But 10 games minimum, just for that.
I'm gonna go on the under.
For a worthless hit, for a cheap hit in a worthless game against a player that's, let's be honest, not the top-end player in this league. If it was like Tarasenko, I wouldn't be surprised. But then against Tom Wilson, I'm not surprised by this hit whatsoever. But it looks even dumber that you're going after a young player like that.
First of all, I'm going to take the under and say 5. And second of all, I don't appreciate the fact that you're going to say, well, of course you do. So shut up.
What, of course, did I expect this?
Expect me to take the under and say 5.
Because you've been saying 5 up until now. You've been kept saying 5, 5, 5. I'm like, of course.
Well, yeah, 5 games. That's the under. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
And I hope you are wrong, because that's just this game does not need that anymore. There's no point. I saw a high check.
Doesn't need it.
I saw a high hit this weekend calling a D2 hockey game, and I thought to myself, like, this is ridiculous that it's happening at this level. It doesn't need to happen. I mean, then again,
at a collegiate level, no.
It doesn't need to happen anywhere. It shouldn't be anywhere. There shouldn't be any reason for anyone to go high on somebody. Emotions get high. I understand this.
There's no reason to go high, but sometimes there's accidents, and sometimes there's stuff like this where he does it because he can.
Where he just goes straight into it, and not a care in the world.
Yeah, because he did it because he can. He has the money to pay for it.
You can lower the shoulder. You can drop down. You can hit him on his shoulder. Then it won't look as bad.
You see, but
he straight up brained him.
But if Tom Wilson lays a clean hit right there, he's still gonna get.
No, if it's a clean hit, it's a clean hit.
No, it's not. Because even at that point,
Alex, you just said. So you're telling me a clean hit's not a clean hit? Now that doesn't make any sense.
Because if he made it clean in the sense that he didn't actually hit him in the head,
then yes, it would have been a blindside, but then that may have been 5 games for a blindside check. But then again, like I said, it's going to get inflated because he's been suspended before. I understand what you're saying on the blindside check, but the headshot makes it that much worse. But I'm saying there's a different. He could have taken a different angle. He could have left him. He could have let him take the shot.
Wilson's too slow. He couldn't go for a different angle.
Well, okay, that's what I'm saying. So
he came right off the bench, basically.
A blindside hit, obviously, you still get suspended because they're getting rid of that too, and a headshot makes it worse. That's why I think 20 games is a possible number. Now, whether or not, I don't think it's actually going to happen. That's why I'm giving 10 to 20. I'm giving a wide range here. A blindside hit would have been 5 to 10. But a headshot, for a guy that's been previously suspended before, is a perfect reason to give him 10 to 20 games. He's got to cut it out. Dave Coulier, cut that out. Cut it out, whatever.
Oh, just cut it out.
Exactly. Tom Wilson, cut it out. Get out of this stinking league. You won your cup. Go home.
He did it because he can.
He did it because he can. Before we get to predictions, Joe Thornton shaved.
Yeah, he looks pretty alright.
Yeah, look at this photo here. Yeah, looks kind of different. Yeah. It looks like he's got a few things on his. Why are you licking your lips? Yeah. Kind of weirded me out when you're talking about Joe Thornton. Yeah.
I'm doing what Joe Thornton probably did. Man, I got a lot of real estate over here.
I got lips now. I can finally probably.
I could eat so many ribs now. Oh my god!
I can kiss. He probably had a lot of ribs anyway. So let's be honest. He probably just had to shower after he ate ribs.
Do you think he had a shower comb?
Yeah. All right, got to get the eggs out. Had some oh my gosh, scrambled eggs. Oh lordy, that must have been a disaster.
Scrambled eggs. Fried eggs. The yolk.
Oh gosh. Shower after every meal, at least the beard.
Has to wear a bib just weird. For his beard. He doesn't have a neck bib. He has a lower lip bib.
Sorry, my Twitter's blowing up right now. I'm just trying to make sure there's nothing about the Nylander.
Okay, so what is this thing about bold predictions, Tyler? You put this on the drive. What do we got?
Well, what is our thing that we think that no one's talking about that's going to happen? Kind of going around.
Carolina Hurricanes Eastern Conference Final versus Toronto Maple Leafs.
That's your thing?
Knock on wood.
That's your thing? Okay.
That's one of my things. What's your thing?
I've been thinking about this a lot today. And I keep saying Buffalo. I keep talking about Buffalo. Hold on. Hey, listen. I keep talking about Buffalo and how this team should be better. And they could be better. But they have a lot of injuries right now. So that could really slow their start of the season. But right now...
Go on.
Wait, you're talking about Carolina making the conference final, but I mentioned...
Mine's feasible! Continue.
Oh, it's feasible. You have 2 backup goaltenders as your starter.
Exactly. The split time. I just unloaded a round onto the table. Keep talking.
But the only thing I can possibly think of right now, you're making me laugh. I can't speak now, Alex. You look at the Atlantic Division, and you look at how wide of a gap there is. What I'm trying... Okay. Thank you. And Boston right now is still pretty much a one-line hockey team. Okay? And you have this young team in Florida that's being bolstered up with Hoffman, that if Luongo can keep drinking from the fountain of youth and James Reimer can play with 2 kids at home, that Florida team can be something. And if they get a hot run like they did a few years back, even in 2016, they could be a decent hockey team, Alex.
So where's the bold prediction, Tyler? You're kind of going around it.
You're right, I'm going around it, but I'm going to dive right into it. Boston Bruins, Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Toronto Maple Leafs will make the playoffs. Here's the problem. Here's what I'm going to say. The Boston Bruins will not be playing an Atlantic Division team in the first round of the playoffs. Because they're going to fall off, and they're going to finish in the second wildcard spot. No, first wildcard spot. Because one of the Atlantic teams will win the Eastern Conference title. They'll be the best in the Eastern Conference. Whoever's the top in Atlantic, Tampa, Toronto, whatever, they will be the first seed, and they'll play the second wildcard team, which will probably, in my eyes, will be Columbus. Columbus or Philadelphia, depends on where we go.
Uh-huh.
The Boston Bruins will be the first wildcard spot. And they'll
That's
play,
your bold prediction?
Wait. They will play they'll play the top team in the Metro, which may, in fact, be Pittsburgh again. Or Philly if they have a good run.
Okay, where's the bold prediction? Stop beating around the bush. What is it?
The Toronto Maple Leafs will play the Philadelphia Flyers in the first round of the playoffs.
Okay, that's not bold prediction. Okay, go.
The Tampa Bay Lightning will be playing the second-seeded Florida Panthers.
All right, Tyler, it was a good job knowing you. It was a solid 19, almost 20 years if you waited a solid month, almost 2 months. But brought to you by Cabela's. Boom!
The Florida Panthers will host the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round of the second playoffs.
No!
My bold prediction. Alexander Barkov, Johnny
Mine's
Huberdeau.
feasible.
You think the Carolina Hurricanes are going to make the conference final. I'm
Yes.
just saying Florida's going to make the playoffs and actually be decent in the regular season. If they can play the out west teams easily, and they play the Metro Division, the bottom of the Metro, and they play, and let's be honest, Alex, the Atlantic, like I said, there's a wide gap between the top four and the bottom four. I'm not wrong, Alex. You're right. Am I right?
You're left.
If you can go 4-0 or 3-1 against Detroit, Montreal, Ottawa, and Buffalo, and get a win or two against Tampa, Toronto, and Boston, you're probably going to be up there. You're easily going to be in the top three. And if you can take out, Alex, let's be honest, a weaker Carolina team, a Columbus team that's on the downward spiral.
Now, hold on a
Let me
second.
finish. I am not done yet. And if you take out,
Weaker Carolina team.
Weaker
What is
team.
this crap?
if you go up against New Jersey, who may not be as good as they were last year,
not
they
going
could
to
be,
be.
and they take out New Jersey and win 3 games against them. You play the bottom West Coast teams like Edmonton, Vancouver, and Anaheim. You take care of them in 2 games, buddy. You're up there in the standings.
All
It's
right.
possible. And Tampa's so gosh darn good that they may be a little too good for themselves right now. I don't think that team's ever going to make it. Okay, they may make it, but right now it's so close that you just feel like they're just going to fall off because they're too overhyped. They're too good. Same thing with the Leafs. That's why I'm just saying the Leafs may be playing the first, because if they do the job right, it could be the Leafs with the conference title, and they will have it go Florida, then Tampa, and then Boston will be the first wildcard team.
All right. You know the Daily Show with Jon Stewart skit where it was New York style pizza versus Chicago style pizza.
You mean Boston? Or no, what Chicago? You're right, yeah.
All right. I tried to be nice,
Alex,
but you made it personal.
you made it. Okay, we're talking about making.
You say that the Florida Panthers?
You said the Carolina Hurricanes, whose goaltenders, Alex, are going to be
are
Peter
better
Mrazek
than
and
the
Kirk.
Carolina Hurricanes?
Absolutely. Are you nuts?
Okay, I'm just saying. Listen
you
here,
kidding me?
Flo Rida. Let me tell you something. Florida Panthers
Have
got
talent.
nothing.
Have talent and established talent.
You don't even know what a panther looks like. When was the last time you saw a panther in Florida in somebody's private collection? You know when the last time they saw a hurricane? Last Tuesday, buddy.
Okay.
You don't know who you are because you never seen what you are. Carolina's going through the Hurricanes. They're making the Hurricanes. And they're going to have a hurricane of a season. Let's go!
Right, Alex, you're right.
McElhaney!
Alex, you're right. It's going to be exciting at first, but it's going to end in disaster.
Hey, it'll end in disaster when they lose to the Leafs in the conference final.
That's drywall.
As I was saying.
I think there's a...
McElhaney! Hamilton! Carolina! Playoffs! Watch it!
This is going to be an awful year for both of us, because I just picked the Leafs to win the conference, which it ain't going to happen.
And you just got shot twice in the face.
That's wood, right? Yes, it is. Oh, that's plastic. That's wood right there. Okay, we're good. Knocked down wood with my prediction. So,
Can we go home now?
we're home, Alex. We are home.
Can we go to bed?
You can go to bed. I gotta edit this gosh darn thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to bed. I'm probably gonna go upstairs and
Watch some YouTube. I'm gonna listen to the rest of the SCP. Hopefully this gets up before the game starts, because we've been having issues the last couple weeks uploading. So,
well, the video at least.
no, not the video. I'm talking about the audio. I want this to get up because obviously people will be listening to it probably tomorrow, so Wednesday. So hopefully they're able to listen to it before the game starts. And hopefully Nylander signs like in the morning, so I can stop, even though he won't play, obviously.
Okay,
he has to fly over.
I'm making a rule right now.
What?
8/24, the 2nd of October, year of our Lord, 2018.
2018.
We're no longer allowed to talk about William Nylander on this show until he signs.
Oh, that's gonna be tough.
Deal? Shake my hand. Do it. Do it for me. Do it for the fans.
If you promise me to never ever do another Tommy Dundon impression again.
I can take that.
Okay, good. Because that was awful. Because that was a horrible example of any whatever. Oh, all right. Well, the season starts tomorrow, Alex. Probably going to fight each other again later for this.
I'm going to yell at you after this show's over.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for it, Big Shoots. You're about
I
as,
got
you're
some
about
words.
as soft as a real fruit cup.
Today, Junior.
We went from Billy Madison to Indiana Jones, the third movie.
Let's get the sword of Belmont.
The sword of Bill.
The sword of
The same Siegfried.
Siegfried.
Hey man, do whatever you want to do. Okay.
Man, it's the easiest class ever. You show up the first week and you say, Junior. And it's good.
See, man, I tell you, every semester. There's everyone that's listening or watching has no clue what's going on now. We should probably end the show, because if they haven't turned it off an hour ago or an hour and a half ago, which is funny because we've only not even gone an hour and a half, they probably turned it off by now.
Thank God.
They probably heard us fighting and stuff, and they're probably like, "Oh, these guys are violent."
Shout out to SoCal.
What?
Our Bay audience.
Oh, San Jose, yeah.
Shout out to SoCal.
San Jose Sharks, man. Eric Carlson finally got a goal in the preseason, but then again, it's preseason.
Big ol' eat cake, SoCal.
Can you stop doing that in front of the mic?
Right over.
You stop it.
On that bombshell,
No, that bull, Michelle.
thank you so much for listening.
We should have an editing for that. Just press the button. And that bull, Michelle. Now I'll end with that bull, Michelle. Or that be? Oh no, that wouldn't be copyright, would it? Oh yeah, it's Amazon, isn't it? No, he doesn't do it for Amazon, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Sweet, it's not copywritten. Cool, we can do that. And on that bull, Michelle.
Thank you so much for listening. As always, your host, Alex Keel, alongside me, Tyler Keel. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, make sure to follow either Tyler or myself on the links here. We'll see you next time.
Down below now. Oh, here and there, and then add the field back.
We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.